Welcome to Integrative Life Coach Training for Health and Wellness Practitioners, the only podcast that can help you help more people, create a greater impact, and make more money in the health and wellness industry. Join Clarity and Confidence Coach Kim Guillory as she teaches you how to integrate your passion to serve with your skills and experience to create a business you love. Let's get started.
Hey all, and welcome to episode 5. This one is coming to you following my Dallas trip. I literally had 4 hours to unpack, repack, and take off again, but it was absolutely worth all of it. So I spent a few days there with my coach, mentor, and peers from the Life Coach School. It was so exciting, being able to be part of the experience, not only with my own business and you guys and the coaches, but watching my peers, watching them grow and evolve and being part of the process and, just mentoring together and masterminding together and figuring out all of this stuff. And at the same time, watching our mentors mastermind it together and share their experiences with their own business. And there's just so much that goes on behind the scenes. So for those of you who have already been in business, as I know a lot of you who listen, or massage therapists, body workers, and just in the fitness and health industry already, just watching your clients evolve as well as your business evolve. So I know you know what I'm talking about. There's just nothing as exciting than that process of change, when we experience just how low you can go and yet what it takes to rise above that. So that was a very exciting week. I want to share some takeaways with you that have really changed my perception moving forward, which is why I mastermind and why I continue going to leaderships and business trainings. We want to continue to challenge our thoughts, challenge our perception, our minds, and, the possibility, the opportunity, the things that are not available in one state of mind. And then just with a little switch, just a little bit of inspiration from someone else just motivates, and it allows me to open up and expand my thinking beyond what I thought I was possible or capable of doing. So my first word of advice about when you travel or going to Dallas is to check the forecast. So I had been home doing a lot of work indoors. Apparently the weather was kind of crappy before I left. And so I just got in my car and drove away. I had gas. I didn't stop until later, a couple of hours to refuel. And it was freezing when I got to Dallas. It was so cold. I didn't have a jacket. So just for fun, that's my first word of advice to you is check the weather forecast whenever you travel, or just always be prepared and have something to cover you up in case the weather ended up being really cold and icy. There was flights canceled. I was like, I must live under a rock because I had no idea that was happening. Anyway, so let me share my takeaways with you that I think can help you in your business or even in your life. So let's get started. Number 1, don't wait on others. This was so big for me. And this is something I've watched myself do over and over and over. No matter who my mentor was, or my coach, or my teacher, leader, whatever it was, I've served in a lot of arenas, coming from yoga, health coach, life coach, essential oils, leadership, all of that stuff. And this is the story that continues to follow me. I'm always looking for someone else to validate, to approve, to suggest, instead of looking inside and just being willing to learn, to not have to know it all, or not have to be so sure that something is going to work or that someone else knows better than me. So that is my takeaway number 1. Don't wait on others. Don't wait on the approval. Don't wait on thinking they know better than you do. Or you'll end up actually letting someone else live your life, live what they think would be best for you. If you don't decide on where you want to spend your time, your energy, and your effort, I promise you someone else will. You'll be waiting on someone else to live it for you instead of being in the experience. What if there were no failure and it were all experience? Like the contrast and the excitement and that being all fired up, putting something out there and then bloop, 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 bloop. Maybe it doesn't take off. But maybe believing in it so much that you're willing to just try and do it a different way. So it's not to say that you fell. It's just to say that that particular way didn't work or it didn't work at that time. And if you're waiting on someone else to tell you or someone else to approve, they can only give you the suggestions or advice according to their perception and their knowing for their particular life or with the experiences they've had. But you're basically giving away that opportunity that your unique approach or your personality, the way you deliver something is completely different from what someone else has done. And you're losing the opportunity to experiment and play around and grow and evolve from that. Number 2, the thing that's stopping you is a thought. This was like, no, as much as I do thought work, it was still the thing that was stopping me. And so I really dove into some work here, some inner dialoguing and asking the questions of the why. Why now? Why not now? What is it that's holding me back? What is it that I'm afraid of? Why haven't I done it yet? How do I need, not necessarily how do I need to leave a different person, but what's a different thought that I can take with me that would help me to become a different person? And the thing that I came up with is the thought I'm willing to leave behind is I'm doing it wrong. What? It was crazy. I was like writing this down and it was like the fear to do it wrong. The fear I was never going to get it right. The fear that I was going to fall flat on my face and this was going to be the time I wasn't going to be able to get back up, right? What if I dropped that thought? What if I just chose not to keep it any longer? The other one was, I don't understand how. It's so complicated. I've not done it before. My brain doesn't work that way. I don't know how to do that. I've never done that before. I don't know how. I can't do it, right? And it goes right there with, it's too hard. So think about those 3 thoughts. I'm doing it wrong. I don't understand how. And this is too hard. Like they're such victim thoughts, right? Like I'm so special that this is so hard for me. Crazy. And I mean, I sat and I wrote them down and I tried, redoing the thoughts and coming up with something different and how I could take it different. And I was like, no, this truly is what I'm thinking. I'm doing it wrong, so I won't do it at all. I don't understand how, so I'm going to hire everyone else to do it for me, but then not articulate the message that I'm trying to get out. So it made it useless. I really just wasn't getting anywhere. And it's too hard was my unwillingness to sit my butt down and do something different. Sit down and figure it out. Sit down and own my own power that I could figure it out. Number 3, love every step of the way. And this is for life and business. Loving every step. Even in your health, even in your relationships. One thing Brooke kept saying, she kept coming up with like all weekend was like, you have to feed the baby. Like your business is your baby. And so for some of you, maybe it's your relationship is your baby. Maybe it's your health. Whatever it is that you're working on, whatever it is that you're trying to improve, feed the baby. Like you wouldn't have an infant and then just kind of push it around and tell it to take care of itself, right? Or not help a toddler learn as they're going and growing, feeding the baby at all stages, even as a preteen and a teen, and then dealing with the challenges that come up in those stages to strengthen you. So they're like the weight at the gym, going from 1 pound weight or like a 1 euro to a 2 pound weight to a 10 pound weight, right? And each challenge strengthens you. And in the end, the thing you seek most is to become the person that you're becoming. But that happens in the process. It happens in those stages. It happens as you're overcoming those obstacles of it's too hard. I don't understand how. I've never done it before. I'm doing it wrong. I'm going to fail. Like all of those disempowering thoughts, as well as waiting on others, waiting on their approval, waiting to be liked, waiting for confirmation, thinking that someone knows better for you or knows a better way for you to do it than you yourself. And deciding that you're going to have your own experience, your own growth and evolvement in the process as you move through it. So this goes right along with mental growth, mental development, right? Because as we get stronger in our thoughts, in our beliefs, and even stronger in taking consistent action, it's going to equal strengthening results in some way, whether it's becoming the person who does achieve it, whether it's becoming the person showing up as their better self in the relationship, in their own life, in their own health, or it results in the actual thing that you are going for. But regardless, the journey is in the process. And so whenever you're stopping to wait on someone else, or when you're stopping to indulge in the thought, I'm doing it wrong and I don't understand, those thoughts that cause mental paralysis. So think about it. If you were truly loving every step of the way, when it was fun, when it was not fun, when it was challenging, or when you were celebrating it, like in the end, it's not really the prize that you're going for. It's becoming the person that you're going for. Anyway, alrighty. So I want to leave that with you today. I hope it's helpful. These are just groundwork concepts. These first few episodes, I just want to leave different concepts and things that I believe in or have learned along the path, or that I'm actually teaching in the coach training, because they're all part of this process. But before moving forward into the mind-body integration and, the specific health and wellness journey and understanding how the mind affects every part of our body and life, I will get into that stuff. I just want to make sure that I leave a good groundwork to be able to come back to and re-listen as you're progressing along the journey. Having these first few episodes laying that groundwork, I think, will be helpful. And it also stops me from jumping forward too fast. So I have a lot of information to share with you, and I want to keep it really clean and specific as we move forward. So all of these things that I'm doing in the first few episodes, as well as we're moving forward in the physical manifestations of the mental and emotional self, are going to help you help others. It's going to help you help yourself, create a bigger impact, and also make more money, become stronger in your business, in who you are as a person and in your message that you want to take forward in the world, whether it's as the inspiration and motivation that you want to be personally or in your business. So, biggest takeaway for me is there is no wrong way. There is no perfect. And maybe none of it is a mistake or was ever meant to be a mistake. What if there were no fail and there were only experience, growing, and in freedom? Because, you have the freedom. Oh my gosh, like I'm thinking of how stuck I was in this, I'm doing it wrong, and I need to find the right person to make sure that I do it right so I don't waste any time. I wasted so much time in that thought. And when I was able to throw it away, ditch it, and it's like, okay, I think I could be done with that, for right now. I'm just not going to think the thought for a while and see how it goes. And the instant I decided that, I gave myself permission to freely experience the freedom that came from that moment. It will all work out. I know that. I know that I've already chosen, committed, I'm already cultivating, and this is part of the cultivating process. I'm just going to continue showing up, and I'm going to just continue doing a whole bunch of things because success is created by trying a bunch of different things a bunch of different times. Is that crazy? So simple. There is no perfect way. Nobody knows better than you about your own dreams. We have mentors, teachers, leaders, coaches to help keep us in our lane, to help us steer our way. But waiting for someone to tell you exactly what to do, how to think, or what your jam is, I don't know why I was waiting. It's I spent the last 4 months waiting on my mastermind coach to decide something for me instead of just doing it. And then whenever it got to it, she was like, oh, I can't decide that for you. You get to decide that for you. And I'm like, what? How many times am I going to have to get this message to finally get it? And I would have to say that I think I finally got it. So I want to share it with you, and hopefully it'll help you in some area of your life, especially for those who really want to be more impactful in their business and are afraid to take that next step. Maybe no one else is doing it. Maybe you've been called to be the one to do it. That's the way I had to start thinking of it is, it's okay if there's not that path that's already been created so that I have something else to go by, right? In other words, I'm not looking for the example of something that's already been done, because maybe we are the trailblazers. Maybe we are the ones that are on the forefront. Maybe we are the ones who are introducing it. Just think about that. What is it that you truly want to do and take forward? And are you willing to not do it because you're waiting on someone else to understand it, or someone else's timing, or it's not someone else's journey. It's your journey. Be willing to go out and make mistakes. Be willing to go out and have experiences and do things until you figure them out, not waiting until the perfect way to do it, because there is no perfect way. It's basically a try and try again. Mind blown. So good. Alrighty, guys. I will see you all next week. Stay tuned. I will, like I said earlier, continue to leave these different concepts as I move forward. And then we're going to start diving into some of the physical manifestations and the connection with the mental and emotional self. I'm super excited to do that, especially for massage therapists, body workers, those who are already doing this mind-body integration and connection. So I want to remind you, if you haven't left a rating and review, to please go ahead and do that. It helps to get the show out to reach more people. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Integrative Life Coach Training for Health and Wellness Practitioners. If you're feeling stuck on your journey to mind-body integration, head over to kimguillory.com to download your Stability First meditation today.